Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us for our very first live session today. We are going to be getting started officially in a few minutes, but as you all are joining us, please in the chat tell us your name, and our favorite icebreaker is if you prefer coffee, tea, or another form of energy in the chat. So go ahead and type it in there. We're so excited to see you guys and answer all your questions. And yeah, and introduce you to your housing staff for this year. So in the chat, please tell us if you prefer coffee, tea, or another form of energy in the chat. Start with your name. Don't forget your name so we can give you a shout out and let you know that we see you and that you're here. Awesome. So as those chats come in, I see some people are typing. So as those chats come in, we are going to be getting started in just a few minutes. I have some updates to start with before we officially get started. So the first is that we have our housing applications open, and they are open to everybody. So if you were a returner and you missed the deadline, if you are a new student and you're still wanting to apply, you're welcome to apply. We do have a standby list in Edinburg for all of our facilities, and we do have open selection in Brownsville. So you would have a bed. We only have a few more beds left in Brownsville, so make sure to get your application in as soon as possible. But we do have some some space. So please make sure to get those in as soon as possible. And I'm gonna go ahead and share the presentation just so that way we can get started. And we are seeing some comments. So we have Jamie, and your favorite form of energy is Red Bulls, but sugar free. I love that. Thank you. And Melanie is saying that she prefers coffee. So thank y'all both for joining us today. If you are just joining us, please feel free to comment in the chat your name and what kind of energy that you prefer, whether coffee, tea, or other. Please make sure to add your name so that way we can give you a shout out. And like I mentioned, we had some updates. So I won't repeat, but we do have our applications that are open. We have Santiago that joined us, and he enjoys both coffee and Red Bulls. So thank you so much for joining us. This is a QR code to all future sessions. Today is our first live session, so thank you so much for joining us. As our first live session, we are going to be, right after this, posting all of the important highlights on this QR code. So please make sure to scan, and then all of the upcoming sessions will be posted as we have them. You'll have access to this information, and then it will also be on our YouTube, and it will be chaptered out. So you will be able to click all the important sections and get all the information that you need. So please make sure to scan this. And if you haven't already, subscribe on YouTube so that way you can get all the information that you need. I'm going to go ahead and bring in our housing coordinator. Thank you for joining us, John. And we're going to get started by meeting the team. So we have an amazing team of professionals here that are going to help you through every step of the way, whether you're a returning student or a new student. It's good to kind of get to know who you're working with. So we have our Associate Dean for Policy Management and Director of Residence Life, Miss Rebecca Gadsden. She is not here today, but she will be here for future sessions. So please, if you see her, make sure to give her a shout out and tell her hi. My name, as I mentioned, is Monica Vera Leandro, and I'm the Assistant Director of Housing and Residence Life, housed on the Edinburg campus, but I do go back and forth. So if you see me again, please feel free to come up to me and ask me questions. We also have an Assistant Director position that's currently vacant right now, but will be filled hopefully in the coming days. And we have one other position that has been vacant, but a new member joining our team. Her name is Ingrid de la Torre. By the end of this month, you will be seeing her friendly face in these live sessions. And next we have.
And then, hey everybody, I'm John Gutierrez, the Unity Housing Coordinator, and I'm located on the Edinburg campus.
Hey y'all, Claudia Juarez here. I go by CJ. I'm the Village Housing Coordinator in the Edinburgh campus.
Hello everyone, my name is Judith Valdez and I'm the Casa Housing Coordinator located in the Brownsville campus.
And then we have two other team members, Randy Correño, who is our facilities coordinator, and Georgina Lozano, who is our administrative assistant. Both team members are essential to helping us communicate with you and help with the facilities. So if you see any one of us, please feel free to reach out, tell us hi, and ask us any questions that you might have. And we're going to go ahead and move on to a little information about Heritage Hall.
Hi guys. So a little bit about Heritage Hall. It does house our first year on campus population. So we're mainly looking at freshmen there at Heritage Hall. So you can see here on the screen, there's a bit of some amenities that can be highlighted in your move-in guide. So check out your move-in guide if you haven't already for full details about each hall. If you want to see more of what our rooms look like, we do have a video of Heritage Hall on our website, so you guys can check out the layout, the amenities, the beds, and all that good stuff. So a little bit information that is useful for you to know. Our Heritage Hall on each floor of outside your rooms, basically, there is a little lobby area. So you can find a couch, you can find a corner table. It's a great little nook to study. And there's less traffic because it is on your floor with just your neighbors, essentially. Then we have community areas that have like our game room, our pool table, ping pong table, lounging chairs in our lobby. And like TVs that you can utilize if you bring your own HDMI and laptop. Um, so yes, that's our a little bit of our heritage hall. So at Troxel Hall, we have a lot of the same amenities. Once again, check out that moving guide, check out our website for some in detailed pictures. A lot of the same sorry guys. You guys made me a little nervous. So Troxel Hall does house our returning population and some of our scholarship recipients, such as the Abriendo Caminos and some athletic students, right? Uh, we have microwaves throughout the building, as you cannot have them in your room, but they are available to you all in some of our lobby areas. The same kind of game area facilities with our mailboxes and free to use laundry sites.
On this slide, we do want to share some more important information about Heritage and Troxel Hall. For check-in, residents will enter through the front entrance and proceed to the lobby to access their rooms. I do also want to highlight that the parking is available in the area shown below. We just do ask that you be mindful of parking that the day of move-in, just to help ensure that we maintain a smooth traffic flow during move-in. Here you will also find some important contact information, including our main office number. We are open from Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., along with our after hours assistance number, which is the RE on call, which is available 24/7. Additionally, if you are bringing, your technology, you are able to connect your laptops, your tablets, your phones to the Eduroam Wi-Fi. You are able to connect to the Wi-Fi using your UTRGV credentials, so your email and password. We also ask that you do bring like an HDMI cord and an adapter if you are planning to connect your laptops to your TVs. Another important information that we like to share is when it comes to bikes and scooters, they do have to be registered with the UTRGV Police Department and they must be stored in designated areas outside. We do not allow them inside our facilities. And if you are, getting some Amazon packages or mail, um, this is you can pick this up in your designated mailbox. Now we do just ask that you have your full name, your room number, just so we are able to sort that out. And finally, it's just some nearby stores that you can find nearby at a walking distance is you do have Walmart nearby, Stripe, Pizza Hut, Whataburger. There's a junior market, supermarket nearby, along with a Dollar Tree and a Lowe's. I think you're muted. Sorry.
Hi. So I just wanted to go ahead and mention that it may feel like a lot of information. So if you feel like, you know what, I missed something or I wasn't sure, I didn't quite catch that, just remember that all of this is going to be available to you consistently throughout the rest of your time here. So you'll be able to refer back to this video. It's going to be highlighted at the bottom of the QR code from the beginning of the screen, and we'll flash it again for you at the end. So do not panic if you feel like you missed anything. And we're going to go ahead and bring up John to talk a little bit about Unity Hall.
Hello again, everybody. Yeah, so Unity Hall, we have a bunch of different populations of students. It's usually freshmen with some returners. We have a lot of different communities of scholars, athletes, and just all different kinds of residents at Unity Hall. We have some things that are unique to our hall and some of the same amenities as the other buildings as well. Something unique to Unity Hall is our kitchen area, which is open to Unity Hall residents, which is located in our lobby. And then a bunch of the same amenities like our community areas, the mailbox area, the free laundry facilities. And then if you look at the top of the Unity Hall Edinburg campus area, you'll see how the room kind of looks. It is a Jack and Jill bathroom, which means they are connected. But if you do need extra eyes or you want to see it more, we do offer tours of Unity Hall, and you can also find our virtual tour online on our website as well. And so again, this is just some extra information specifically for Unity. Our entrance is also located in the front for check-in. There is some glass doors. We do have a new front door as well. That's a sliding door. Our emergency exits are used for move-in only, so there will be open for our move-in day. Um, our parking spaces are closest to the entrance, are isolated or are indicated below. Sorry. We do ask that you please do not park in handicap or in the unloading zones so that we have an easier traffic flow that day on move-in. We do have our main office number up above as well. We are open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. But if you do need anything after those hours, we do have our RA on call at Unity, who is available 24/7. Technology, you can bring your TVs and gaming systems, connect to the internet via either an Ethernet cable, which is there's an Ethernet port in your rooms, or through the Wi-Fi through EduRoam as well, where you'll use your UTRGV credentials to log in. And again, for Unity Hall, as well as all of our halls, bikes and scooters are not allowed within the buildings, and they should be registered with UTRGV PD, and they should be secured in our designated areas outside of the building. Um, our mail is kind of similar to the others as well. There's a little example of how you should kind of address your mail. It should be 509 North Sugar Road with your wing. So if you're north or south, and your room number, and then Edinburg, Texas, and then the zip code. That's how it should be addressed so that we can know who the package belongs to and where it should go. And then just some of the nearby areas as well: Walmart, Pizza Hut, Whataburger. If you need anything off campus as well.
So to talk to you guys a little bit about the Village Apartments, it is unique in the sense that it is our only apartment style living on the Edinburg campus and has an in-unit washer and dryer, unlike the communal spaces in our other halls. Another thing that's a little slightly different for the Village Apartments is we do have independent mailboxes, right? So we have this area that has everybody's mailbox. You can get it addressed to your apartment number and it'll be delivered there, and your packages would be delivered to your doorstep. So at the Village Apartments, our housing staff doesn't handle your mail or your packages. So in these pictures you can see some of our amenities. There's a picture of our area. And then not pictured is our kitchen, which has a full-sized fridge, stove, oven, washer, dryer. Sorry, dishwasher, as long as the in-unit washer dryer that I mentioned, right? Um, so yes, we have your private bedrooms, your shared restroom with one other student, and then your common areas that are shared with 4 students. So a little bit same kind of information as our other halls regarding our contact points, but to show you where our office is, if you look at this little map that we have, our office is located in Quad E, and so if you're seeing a softball rec field, you're in the right spot, right? We do recommend upon move-in day to park near your apartment, walk to the village office to check in, complete our check-in process, and then that way your car's already kind of close to your apartment door when you're unloading. And then once you're done moving all your stuff in, we recommend or we kindly ask that you move your car a little further out so more people can have a chance to unload closer to the buildings. We have our parking areas also highlighted in our little map down there, and we ask that you limit your time in the loading and unloading zone to 20 minutes. They're marked throughout our parking lot on the curb, right? So our technology that you can use, we have Wi-Fi through our school Wi-Fi, right? With your UTRGV credentials, you can log in, and we also have Ethernet cord. So bring your Ethernet um, cord so you can connect your laptop and you can connect your TVs or your PlayStations and whatever technology you decide to bring with you, right? If you are bringing your bikes and your scooters, please register them with UPD so they can get the little ID tag in case they're ever misplaced or lost or anything like that. And a reminder, do not take your scooters inside your apartment. They are not allowed inside apartments, but you can lock them up on our bike rack that are near your doors, right? So our mailing address is there. You can screenshot it and save it for later. Once again, your packages are delivered to your front door, so include your apartment number and your name. But they should be dropped off at your front door. A lot of the same facilities that are in walking distance, a lot of the shops nearby.
Thank you so much, CJ. So I am going to pause right here because this is the end of our facility information. And I do see that Melissa Ortiz is saying that she doesn't see where the virtual tours are. You are totally correct. It is a little bit difficult or tricky to find. However, I'm going to go ahead and flash a QR code on the screen. If you go ahead and scan this QR code, it should take you to a page and you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom. And once you see that, you'll be able to see. You're actually going to see Casa Bella, a video on there, as well as Heritage and Troxel and Unity Hall. And so Casa Bella is actually going to be next in terms of facility information. We did finish facility information for Edinburg, and we're moving on to Brownsville.
So for our Casa Bella, this is the only facility available in Brownsville. So it is an apartment style living. So it is a four-bedroom apartment. You do have the option between a double and a single. So if you see on top, there is a layout that is available. It's for you to kind of get an idea of what the apartment layout is. So another thing to keep in mind is that it is fully furnished. So it does come, with your furniture and the common space, which is the living room and kitchen area is also furnished, meaning that you don't have to bring, your own fridges or anything like that. It's all available to you. It does include a washer and a dryer, so you don't have to go out anywhere to do your laundry. Now, another thing to keep in mind is that we do have other amenities, like we have a fitness center that is available 24/7. We have a clubhouse area slash movie theater area that you're able to, watch movies, study with your classmates and friends. And we also do have a sand volleyball area, basketball court, and along with a swimming pool. This is available, and it does have its hours from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. But that's a little bit of Casa Bella, and we look forward to welcoming you. Now, I am going to cover a little bit about some more information, right? So the day of move-in, we do have our Casa Bella front office area. Um, Below, you are able to see a picture there. of along with the what the doors look like. So this area, this office is open from Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. After 5 p.m., we do have an RA on call that's available for 24-hour assistance. The number is located there. The date of move-in, there is designated parking across our office area, labeled there below in the image. So on there, you'll be able to park, get off your car, go into our front office area, and then an RA will escort you into or they'll go with you to your room. You'll do your check-in process, all of that stuff. Now, just similar to all of our other facilities, we do have the same policies across the board when it comes to bikes and scooters. Also, with the technology that you can bring, so like your tablets, your laptops. We do only do have Wi-Fi, so you are able to utilize the Eduroam Wi-Fi by utilizing your UTRGV credentials. So we get the question like, how do I connect to the Wi-Fi? So basically, the way you're able to connect is your UTRGV email and your password. Now, if you are connecting, you want to watch a movie or something like that, you are able to connect it via an HDMI cord or an adapter, so that way you can connect your laptop to the TV. Now on there, we do in Casa log in your packages and your mail, so you are able to pick it up during those office hours. And we just do kindly ask that you always include your room number along with your full name, and that you do present your ID to be able to pick up your package. And just some nearby stuff that's nearby is we do have a Stripes, a McDonald's, a Whataburger, and a Family Dollar nearby.
And so now we're going to go over some meal plan information for all of our residents. We do have some meal plans, like the 160 meal block, but that's a non-freshman only meal plan. So if you are a freshman and you selected that meal plan, it's gonna automatically change you to the 220 meal block, which is the next meal block after. Um, so the meal plans, there's the 220, which means 220 swipes, which means you have about 2 swipes per day every week to use at the dining hall here in Edinburg. Um, so you can get breakfast and lunch, or breakfast and dinner, or lunch and dinner. Um, and then you have $85 dining dollars, which can be used at some of our dining locations on campus as well. And then the unlimited meal plan means you have unlimited swipes at the dining hall. You can swipe as many times as you want throughout the day, throughout the week, and you'll always have a meal every time you swipe, and it won't run out. We do have our prices per semester for each of those meal plans. And then if you are living in the apartments like the village, you'll have a $300 dining dollar uh, option. And then Brownsville, you'll have the $200 dining dollar option. Our meal plan swipes can be used throughout the semester at the Edinburg Vaquero Dining Hall. Um, it is a buffet style breakfast, brunch, lunch, and dinner meal periods. You will swipe your V1 card, which we'll talk more about later. You walk into the dining hall and you can have unlimited servings from the many food options as long as you remain in the facility. If you do leave, you will have to reswipe back in. Dining dollars will roll over from the fall to the spring. However, at the end of the spring semester, they expire. You can purchase more dining dollars through the V1 card get portal. Um, just follow the instructions in the how-to guide under Add V-Bucks and dining dollars, or you can call the offices at 956-665-2224. And see, these are some of the retail locations located in Brownsville. So you have Pizza Hut, La Mesa, and Market, and Absurd Bird. And some of the retail locations in Edinburg are the Market, Vaquero Subs, Tico, Pizza Hut, Revolution Noodle, Chick-fil-A, um, the Rio Bravo Cafe, Valley Harvest, and Heritage Coffee. These are all located. Some are located in our union. Some are located in our library as well.
So now a little bit more information. So I know we've mentioned a lot the V1 card or your ID, right? So what this basically is your UTRGV ID, and this you're able to use to access your meals, your dining dollars. If you're picking up any packages in certain facilities, you do have to present this. We do ask that you have this with you at all times. Simply because as for some of our facilities, you do have to swipe into them. So in Casa Bella, we have, if you are bringing in your car, there you have to swipe your ID. That's how you gain access. And then in Unity Hall and like Heritage Hall and Troxel, you do also have to carry it with you. Um, Now let's say you forget your ID, we do have, you would have access to the Get app as well, which is a secure portal that provides a quick and easy way for you to manage your V1 card. Through this app, you can also monitor your spending, securely request funds from like families or friends, and you can do much more. Now, this is the QR code of our dining information, so you can feel free to go ahead and scan that code, and it will provide you more information in terms of the meal plans that John shared earlier and just additional information.
Thank you, Judith. And now the moment that a lot of you may have already been waiting for is the move-in day information. So as you may know already, or if you don't, mark your calendars for August 25th, 2026, move-in day. This day is move-in day for all residents. So if you're a new resident or returning resident, this is your move-in day. So please make sure to plan accordingly. So from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on move-in day, you will be able to check in and get your keys. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to move in all your items from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. because we know that that might be a big task. And so you don't have to move in everything. You just have to make sure to check in from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on move-in day. Once you have your keys, you are free to come and go as needed, and anybody is able to help you out to be able to bring your stuff in. Now, keep in mind that on move-in day from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., we will have volunteers available to assist you in taking your items to your room. And I know that might sound too good to be true, but I promise you, our move-in volunteers are amazing, and they continuously are there to help all students with moving in their items. And so for me personally, back in my move-in day, I know that once I got my keys and got to my room, all of my stuff was pretty much at my door ready to go because of our amazing volunteers. So it is possible. So make sure that is a big perk of moving in on move-in day is the volunteers and getting the amazing experience of your very first move-in day at UTRGV. If you're a returner, you can take advantage of those volunteers, no problem. And you are able to grab your keys and come and go as needed because we know that you know how things go, right? So you come and grab your keys and you're good to go. Then for our first year students, you have a mandatory town hall meeting that will take place at 4:30 p.m. in Casa Bella. It would be at the Casa Bella Clubhouse, and that's where you're also checking in, so you'll know where to go. And then for Edinburg, it is at the Student Union Theater, and so it's important that you know that that's happening at 4:30. So even if you're not done moving in, even if you're still maybe saying your goodbyes to your family, it's important that you make your way over to the Student Union Theater and get in there for your mandatory town hall meeting. Now, it may sound like I don't want to go to a meeting, but we do try to make it fun. There are prizes, there are interactive games, there's a lot to do and a lot to learn about living on campus for your very, very first time. So it is important. You don't want to miss out. And like I mentioned, you have to go. So we're going to make it super fun and exciting for you. And then right after that, following that town hall meeting, we're going to have dinner with your RA at both the clubhouse in Casa Bella and at the Vaquero Dining Hall in Edinburg. You'll be able to meet with your RA, talk with them, have dinner with your neighbors, and be able to enjoy a nice, good meal there. If your family would also like to join you for dinner, that is okay as well. They would have to pay the guest pricing for that weekend, but you are more than welcome to join us for a nice big dinner before your first day of classes on Wednesday. So Tuesday, August 25th, 2026 is move-in day. So please mark your calendars and do not forget that you are going to have an amazing day on this day. Now, I'm gonna pass it over to John to give you some more information about moving.
Hey, everybody. So some more moving information. If you haven't already, check out our moving guide on the website as well. It has super helpful information on dimensions of rooms, community details, packing lists, and more to help you have a successful move-in on what you can and cannot bring. We're also going to go over that in a later live as well. Make sure you're enrolled before you arrive and ensure you have registered for your classes so your space is secured as well. The deadline is August 21st, 2026. There is an institutional payment plan that is available through UTRGV's Bursar's office. It is not through housing, it's with the Bursar's office. So yes, check in and get your keys August 25th, 2026, 9 to 3. We will have volunteers again, once again. They'll be able to help you move in. And then early move-in requests can be submitted via form for August 24th, 2026. Early requests are not guaranteed due to our academic calendar, but if you do have your booking, you can submit that form, and then you should receive a response from us, whether it's approved or denied.
Awesome. And we have Judith that's going to come on board and talk about more information.
So just some more information, when it comes to your student billing, your charges will be posted in full to your student account. Now, as John mentioned, there is an institutional payment plan that is available to students, and this can be requested through the bursar's office. Now, when it comes to your meal plan selections, some meal plans are exclusive to certain populations or residence hall. Now, if you selected one of the meal plans that you might not be eligible for just yet, you will be automatically assigned to the 220 meal block. Now, when it comes to room and roommate requests, you are able to fill out a housing change form. Now, on this housing change form, you are able to on there select which roommates you want to be placed with. We do recommend that all roommates submit a request a form. Now, we just do ask that you please keep in mind that changes might not always be possible depending on the requests made. We do check those weekly, and we reach out to you if in case your request is approved or if it can't be approved just yet. Now, when it comes to your charges, like I mentioned, charges are posted for all residents who have a room assignment, and we just ask that you review them carefully to ensure accuracy. And if for whatever reason there is a discrepancy, we ask that you just email a screenshot of it to our home@utrgv.edu email.
Thank you. And I just want to say a reminder. So we are 7 weeks away from move-in today. And typically the student bill goes live for you about a month before school or classes start. So we're still a couple weeks ahead and you will not see your charges just yet. However, around the time that charges are posted, we're going to have another live session talking about the student bill, what to expect, what it means, what all of the items on your screen look like. And so all of those details are going to be to come. So don't stress out or don't worry about it. This is just some information so you can know that everything is going to get posted. So your application fee, your deposit, your room fee, all of your dining fees, all of that's going to get posted to your student bill, and you do not have to pay anything right now. So for now, just sit back, relax, listen to this information, and then in a couple of weeks it will be more relevant to you and you'll understand a little bit more of what to expect. And then similarly with the roommate requests and room changes, we are making changes all the way throughout the summer. So please don't feel like, oh my goodness, it's July 7th and I haven't heard back and so I'm not going to get my roommate. That is not true. We have all summer to be able to adjust room assignments pretty much up until the day of move-in day. So we are making changes. It's like one giant puzzle because we are full in Edinburg and almost full in Brownsville. It is really hard to make changes just on a whim. And so we really do have to plan ahead and make sure that if we move somebody from here, that it is still working for them, because if somebody has a roommate request, we still want to be able to make sure it's a cohesive community. So please be patient all summer. If you do not hear back by the last live session, we will give you more information on how to get in contact with us. But for now, the form, as long as you submit the form, we are reviewing that weekly, and please do not panic. And that brings us to our Q&A section. This is our contact information. So if you haven't already, please follow us on Instagram. That's where you're going to get all the latest information. We actually put a poll yesterday around 2 p.m. about any questions that you might have, any returning or new students, any questions, and we are going to answer a few of them right now. So please make sure to get this contact information down. And like I said, if you need to come back to it later, you're more than welcome to. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the share screen and bring our lovely staff on screen to answer your question. So the first is if we could share a little bit more information about those who start school on summer 2. We do have a few students that will be joining us a little bit early. So either Judith or CJ, if you'd like to give us more information about summer 2 move-in.
Yes, of course. So for summer 2, move-in is on July 15th. This is the day before school starts. Summer 2 does start July 16th. And move-in will be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And you will be able to call our RA on call. Move-in is a little bit different, right? Because we have a fewer people checking in. So you will be able to call our RA on call, and they will be able to assist you with your check.
Perfect. Some other questions that we received on our Instagram were, one second, I'm pulling them up. How do I request a roommate if I've already been assigned someone? Does someone want to talk about where to find the form?
Yes, of course. So the form can actually be found on our Instagram. We do have a resident Linktree that is available to students. So on there, the form you can find the form. Or if you've already been assigned a room, we did send out an email called with the subject line of Fall 2026 room assignment, and that form can be found in that as well.
Perfect. And with that, I'm actually going to flash our link tree. Sorry, it's going to cover some faces, but I'm flashing our link tree. So this link tree will be updated. I think currently it doesn't have the early move-in request form, but it does have everything else. So it has the roommate request, and it has some other information to our move-in guide, our handbook. A lot of information is posted here, and it's constantly changing and updating with what is relevant to you right now. So please bookmark this, keep it on your home screen, make it easy for you. We're also going to be posting our live sessions here. Any information that you need, this is going to be your one-stop shop. So go ahead and scan this QR code, hold it for you for later, and you can find those forms. We're going to be adding the early move-in request link and the roommate request if it's not already there here right after this session. Awesome. Another question that we got to our chat is, what happens if a student gets locked out of the room? Does somebody want to answer that question?
Yeah, sure. So if a student gets locked out of the room, there is a RA on call 24/7 to help you in case that happens. Now, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but there is like a freebie, like your first lockout is free, and then I think there's some uh, lockout fees if it's something that happens more than once or twice. And then other study rooms in the residence hall. There are study rooms in the residence halls. Unity has, I think, about 2 on each floor, 3 floors on each side of Unity. Troxel and Heritage also have them as well.
And in Casa Bella, there's a whole clubhouse with a lot of nooks and crannies to be able to study. And for Village, we actually have a Village office that could be available to you for study time as well upon request. So there are some study areas if you are needing one. Yeah. We got another question. Melissa's asking all of the great questions. So thank you so much, Melissa. What do students regret bringing and what do they regret leaving at home? Now I'm going to kind of tease a little bit the next session because our future sessions are actually all about moving, what to bring, or it's not this next session specifically, but there are future sessions that talk all about what to bring and how to be successful for moving. And we also have a move-in guide that kind of goes over all of that information. But if somebody on this call or on this live kind of has something that they may have personally regretted not bringing or leaving at home, please feel free to share.
So I heard word on the street is that some students don't really um, or they kind of regret bringing maybe actual dishes to the hall. So like say at Unity, you have your mini fridge, your microwave, and then like a small like storage space for like snacks that would be the kitchenette area. Um, Having all those dishes there might not be the best utilization of space, as well as in like Heritage Troxel, since you don't really have a kitchen, you just kind of have kitchenette microwave areas, right? A lot of students often opt for disposable or plastic dishware. So that's something that I've heard.
And then just a personal plug, something that I've noticed is that students leave with a lot more than what they came with because you collect things over the year, like throughout the year. There's a lot of free stuff and free giveaways at different events. And so if you're feeling like you're a little light on UTRGV gear or merch, don't worry. You are going to be able to obtain so many different items of merch throughout the year. So don't panic if you're not all UTRGV just yet. Awesome. And I have a question about if summer two is mandatory for move-in. So that is only, summer two information is only for students that need to stay on campus because of prior commitments or arrangements. If you are not currently signed up for summer two, that information is not for you. And summer two applications, I believe, are closed or about to be closed because we are so close to opening for the semester. So if you aren't already here or have a reservation for summer, do not worry about it. That is not for you. That is for students that are currently already booked. I had some other questions about space, like specific space things. One of them was about lofting beds. Lofting beds is not permissible, which means what a bed loft is that there's no bed under. That's not permissible in any of our facilities. You are, however, able to have bunk beds. So one bed on top of the other if you and your roommate choose to do so. And that is in the facilities with movable furniture. Heritage Hall is the only facility that we have that has fixed furniture in some of the rooms, which means beds are not movable. If you're curious about your specific room, feel free to give us a call. We have, or send us an email. We have a guide of which spaces have fixed furniture and which spaces have movable furniture, if that's something that you'd like to know before you move in. And that also answers the next question, if beds can be moved around for spacing. In some spaces, yes. In some spaces, no. So again, if that's something that you feel very strongly about knowing before you come onto campus, please feel free to let us know, and we have that information available to share with you. I prefer via email because we're able to get that back to you and share that with you. On the phone, not everybody might know right off the bat, and it might take some time to get that information. And then the question of, is it the same scenario for Brownsville? Yes, all the information that we're sharing so far is applicable to both campuses. However, if there's anything that's nuanced or specific, Judith does chime in with what it looks like for Brownsville.
Unless, of course, we're talking about those dishes.
Exactly. Dishes are a must in Casa Bella, as you do have kitchens and appliances. There's another question about where's the form to request an early move-in? You should have received an email already with that information, and we're also going to be adding it on the Linktree. So I'm going to go ahead and flash that Linktree one more time, and I think that that is a great question to help close us out for the day. I'm trying to make it to where nobody gets covered. So please make sure to scan that QR code and showcase or ask us any questions that you might have. We'll go ahead and put up another Q&A before our next live session, and we'll try to host the Q&A session at the end of every live to make sure that we're answering any questions that you might have. Remember that the moving guide is going to be your best friend in terms of what to bring, what not to bring, room dimensions, and all of that information. Even your address is on there. So please make sure to check out that moving guide, and it is already updated for you. And then our next live session is actually going to be next Tuesday. And the session is going to be Your Community Starts Here. So please make sure to join us. Like I said, at the end of every session, we're going to be doing an important Q&A to answer all of your burning questions, but also we're going to be giving you some amazing information throughout the session. So please feel free to join us, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.